So I'm outside with the girls, and it is another beautiful day in Florida. The temperature is probably in the mid 80s, but we have a really nice breeze today. And it just feels, I wonder if this is Florida's fall. I know January we get some cool weather here, but anyway, I've been busy doing a lot of projects around the house, and I thought I would try my hand at my very first vlog. And it's not pretty, my friends, but it's real. So come on, let's go see what I've been doing all day. This bathroom is a bathroom that we actually remodeled. This had a very ornate sink area. It had a wall mirror instead of a complete wall as a mirror. So we had new cabinets, new countertop, new everything put in here. And I am just finishing up with some of the pictures. I have some wall flowers over here. I'm not sure what's going to make it, so I thought today I would just work on this. I need to find something for this area right here. These are towels, old towels that went with the old bathroom. So I need to get, I think I'm gonna go with just all white or ivory towels for this bathroom. I just like to stick with one color of towels for washing purposes. It just makes it easier. So found these all at Home Goods, and I thought that I would hang those there, but not sure. I do have two other pictures that might go there. And then I'll take down the ornate picture here that has a more Tuscan feel. We tried to modernize the house a little bit. And I found these. Now they're not identical, but that doesn't bother me. A lot of people have to have matchy-matchy. I'm not really, I'm not a stickler about things like that. I don't know. It just all depends on the way I hang them. I'm not sure. Anyway, so I think I'm going to work on that, and I need to find a some sort of shelf to put right here, and then I'm going to fold all my towels. I like to fold them like that for the guests. It's kind of like a hotel. And just see what we can do with it. So in the corner over here on the mirror, I just have my white diffuser. I love to have a diffuser going in here. And I love lemongrass in the bathroom. It's so spa-like for me. And then I just found this soap here at Home Goods, and I just liked the way it looked, so I did that. And this is just a tray that I found at Home Goods. I thought it went well with the countertop. And I just folded my washcloths. I bought some washcloths from Costco, and I just folded them. When we go over to the gym or the spa area, this is the way that they fold the towels and have them on the counter for us. And I just thought it looked really clean and nice. This is the bathroom that most people would use if they were visiting us, so I like to have it really pretty. No men allowed, because they end up peeing all over the floor, and that just gets to me. So, anyway, let's get started. Okay, so I'm finished with the bathroom. I didn't really change anything here. So I went ahead and put these up. I think that looks really pretty there. It's nice and clean looking. I might buy some candlesticks for one side. I might take the pictures of the girls out and maybe put some really pretty candlesticks, holders. I don't know. I kind of like this for now, but I think I do want to change one side and raise the height up a little bit. And then over here, I just put these up on the wall. Let me get at a different angle so you can see that. And this is coming from the other bedroom. And it looks like that. I'm going to get new towels, but I have to have something to put in here. So for now, I just have the basket with some towels in it. I really like the way this looks. I could have put a picture there, but I really do like that. I just thought it was really pretty. So I'm going to leave that as is. Eventually we will get a new shower curtain made. This was a custom make. So I might change that, but we're going to leave it for now. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. There is a tiny little hole. I'm going to have Lou fill the hole. And we do have some paint, so we'll go ahead and paint over that, and that will finish that up. I'm going to fill up the toilet paper roll, and I usually put this under the sink when people are in the house. When it's just me and Louie, I don't care, because I like to wash the toilets all the time. So I do like the way that turned out, and each picture on the wall, these were $49 each at HomeGoods. I did go back and try to find one more of either one of these, and I was going to put them in a different location, but I couldn't find it, so I went ahead and used them for this bathroom. And also found these at HomeGoods, and the 3 of them were $29. And I will link the diffuser. That's in my Amazon store. And that is it for the bathroom. I have to hang a picture in the hallway up here. Took me a while to find one that I loved. It's rather large, so I may have to, I usually do everything myself. I'm not really good with having other people help me because I'm not a direction reader. I'm just a look-see kind of person and get it done. And so I usually do everything myself. This one over here, I hung, this was heavy, this one. I found this also at HomeGoods. Now this one was, I think it was $400, but if I had purchased it in a store, it would have been $800. But I just loved it. So I did hang that one myself. And I'm gonna hang that one. And then eventually, this is Lou's den. Eventually, I am going to change this picture out. This was just a temporary, and this flower arrangement is just temporary. You know, you can't get everything done all at once unless you have a designer helping you, and I did not. And then over here is Lula's favorite spot to lay, and she moves the chairs to get herself exactly the way she wants it. She's a creature, this one. And over here, again, just temporary fix for the wall. And we are going to, I'm looking for some sort of cabinet to put here because Lou doesn't have a lot of room in the one that's behind him to store things. And he's okay with leaving things this way. I am not. This bothers me, but it's his den, so he can do what he wants. But he did say if you get me some sort of shelving for over here, he can then store things because, you know, that's his work bag for the college. Those are his medical degrees down there that we're trying to figure out where to put them. I told him I don't mind putting them up here. He worked hard for them, so let's put them up. Yeah, and another little piece I got at HomeGoods, the tag is still on it. That's one thing about me, it's a joke. I leave the tags on until I am absolutely sure that I like it. And then this is really, really a neat little picture. This was made by a patient of Lou's. He blasted her kidney stones, and in the center of the sunflower is her actual kidney stone that she made a sunflower out of because she was very happy to be relieved of the pain. So she sent that to him. Well, she sent it to the office, and then they forwarded it to us. And I don't know if it's picking it up, but that is her kidney stone, all broken up and glued into the center of the flower. Isn't that really, I mean, some people are probably grossed out by that, but Lou was touched. So we just leave that there. And the lamps we ordered, Lou knew what he wanted. He wanted something very simple. So I searched and searched and then gave him a couple of different options, and he liked these the best. And they are from that house. It's worth taking a look at that site because you really do save some money. And then over here, this little table here, I also got at HomeGoods, and I thought it would really fit well with the desk. So bought that, and I think it was $80. And then this is just a lamp from when we first moved down here. We bought some furniture from Ethan Allen. And I really like this lamp, so we use it here. And then, again, there's my little Lula. So anyway, now I have to clean up all of this mess that came out of the basket. And I have some things that were sent to me here from a couple of different companies that have to go upstairs. My recording room is up there. Let me get you closer to this picture. I thought it was beautiful. And again, it has that splash of orange that we need because our master bathroom has orange granite countertops, And I just loved it. I absolutely loved it, and I think it's going to be beautiful underneath here. It's just going to be perfect. I would share how I make a centerpiece for my dining room table. I always put some sort of fresh flower, and it's going to be a fall theme, of course. So you can get flowers at your grocery store. You don't have to spend a lot of money on flowers. I mean, this beautiful bouquet on the end is from Costco, and I think it was $14.99, and the others were three for $12 or something like that. So I bought 2 bunches, and I'll just split them up and put them around the house. I always get a little bit of candy corn, which no one ever eats, but the colors are perfect for fall. I did pick up some napkins at Home Goods, and Werther's Original Pumpkin Spice Soft Caramel Candies. Over here, I have an assortment of pumpkins, different colors, and then I have some jars, and I also have a couple of glass jars here. They're not jars, these are more like a vase. And then I purchased these 2 little small cups just to see I might incorporate the candy into those. So let's put the camera up and see where we go from here. I am going to start dinner, and I am going to make a hearty soup. It's very fall-like here in Florida. Today we have no sun, and we had a little bit of rain earlier, and the wind is really kicking up, and it's a little bit cooler today. I'm not talking 30 degrees, but it's still a little bit cooler. So I've decided that we are going to have a soup to get us in the mood for fall. The base of the soup is going to be with a mild Italian chicken sausage. Of course, if you like pork sausage or beef sausage, you use whatever you like. They are raw. I didn't buy the pre-cooked for this because I want the flavor of the sausage to go through the soup. And I'm also going to use some greens here, and this is a mix of power greens, so it's baby chard, baby spinach, and kale. Avocado oil, because it's my preferred oil to cook with. It has a really nice it has a high heating point, which is 500 degrees, and it won't turn rancid or anything like that. Salt and pepper you will need, and a can of beans, and this is the Cannellini beans. These are also considered white kidney beans, so 2 cans of those. You will need chicken broth. If you want to make your own chicken broth, you go right ahead. You can also use bone broth for this. I have used bone broth, and it works out just fine. If you want to use vegetable broth, that's fine. If you want to use beef broth, you can use beef broth. It's your soup, baby. So you go ahead and make it the way you want. You will need a nice size onion. You will need some garlic cloves. I'm probably going to use about 5 or 6 of these. You will need some carrots, probably 1 to 2 carrots. I will let you know. I will put the recipe below. You will also need some celery sticks, and you will need, now this is very important, I picked these potatoes for a reason. They're very rich and buttery, And they are the Baby Dutch Yellow Potatoes by Melissa. So if you have like a Yukon Gold potato or something like that, something that's a little bit on the buttery side, keeps swinging. It's the handle to my camera. But it just adds a nice creaminess to the soup. And throw these in raw. I may roast them. Not sure. You'll know when it all happens. You will also need some Italian seasoning and the fennel. And the fennel ties in really well with the sausage. All right, so that is what we will need for our soup. I'm gonna go ahead and cut everything up and I'll meet you at the stove. So I am going to make some cold brew for Lou now. I do this about, I say 2 to 3 times a week. He likes to have a cold brew with sweet cream in it when he comes home from golf. So he has his little keto snack, which is a chocolate peanut butter bar, and he has a cold brew. And I am not a coffee drinker, as you all know, but Lou is, and he says a cold brew is life-changing. Now you can go right on through Starbucks and get yourself a cold brew, but that gets pricey after a while, and sometimes you just don't want to leave your house. Before we go any further, I do have a mask on. I am known to do masking every chance I get. Today's mask is from City Beauty. And I will go into more about this mask in an empty after I use them, but this is a line smoothing hydro mask. It's plumping and smoothing. It has peptides and hyaluronic acid in it. They sent me a whole package of things, and just trying out the mask. It feels great. What I like about it, it's the biocellulose, so it does adhere to the skin nicely, but because I'm going to be talking, I am going to go ahead and put my silicone mask cover over it. Just consider this a Halloween movie. Oh, I need to take my glasses off. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw this on because it'll just keep it in place for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and just tuck it over the ears, pull it on, smooth it out, and now I can talk without the mask lifting. This is a mask, however, that if you were not moving around, it would be just fine. I'm making sure it's really over my lips. All right, let's get to the cold brew. Gotta put my glasses on. This is a look, is it not? It is. I'm keeping it real. Okay, so as I mentioned, Lou loves a cold brew. So I bought this a couple of years ago off of Amazon, and it comes with 3 parts to it. This is to stir, which I'll show you in a bit. And this here is what you put the coffee in. It sits inside, then you pour the water in. And after you're done with that, you take that out and drain, and you will just use the top that it comes with. Now this whole thing comes apart so that you can clean it easily, except for the bottom. This does not come off. I have already cleaned it. Okay, so we're gonna get started. Now you will need a ground coffee, and I find that the finer it's ground, the better it is. And it also depends on how strong you like your coffee, I guess. Now I do use an espresso roast for Lou, and this is the dark roast Starbucks espresso roast. It's already ground up, and I get this at Target. You can also get it at Starbucks, I believe, or anywhere that Starbucks is sold. I also bought a bag of the French roast, and this is again a dark roast. Lou likes a very strong coffee. So I'll go ahead and I'll use the espresso. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open this up. This is so easy to do, and really, you know, there's little things you do that say I love you, and little things like this that I do tell Lou I love him. And I think to a man, the little things really mean a lot. They really do, just like they do to us women as well. Okay, so I've opened the coffee. Now I just have a big tablespoon in here. Again, it depends on how strong you like your coffee, but I usually will fill it to right about here for Lou, because he pretty much played around with this when I first purchased this for him, and then he told me what he liked, so that's what I do. All right, so I'm just going to put this down, and we are going to go ahead and just take spoons of the coffee and put it inside. This has a real fine mesh, so it doesn't go through, which is really nice. You don't get any coffee grounds in there. And that's important, I guess, when you're a coffee drinker. And like I said, we fill it up 3/4 of the way. One more, and I think that'll do it. It smells wonderful. I don't like coffee at all. I don't drink it. Have never had a cup. I hate the taste of coffee. I mean, I tried, I had a sip, but never a cup. And I've just never really liked it. So I don't drink it, my friends, at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna twist this into place. And I'm gonna push that down. So that's what it looks like inside. So now I'm going to take some water. And you can use tap water if you use tap water. You can use any water you want, my friends, okay? My mask is getting crazy on me, all right? Okay, so I'm just gonna pour this in slowly. And I want to just fill it up to the top of the mesh. And then I'm going to just let it sit for a minute, because I don't want it to overflow. And I want the water to come up to right about here, but I want to make sure that it drains through all the coffee. So I'm going to go ahead and place some more, and I'll keep your eye on it. And just take it to right about there. So I leave about 1 inch from where the top is, just 1 inch space there, and that is it. So now I'll go ahead and leave this in the fridge for 24 hours. I make this like I said, every 2 days, I make a fresh one for him. And let me just this is the one that I already made him. I just keep it in a mason jar, and he just uses this one while this one's brewing. So he's never without a cold brew, my friends, never, never. Boo. Okay, so as I mentioned, this will go in the refrigerator for 24 hours, and then tomorrow at the 24-hour mark, if I need to, if his other one is empty. If it's not, I just leave this sit. It's okay for a couple of days. And then when I am ready, you will take the top off, and then you lift the center out and you allow it to drain for a little bit. If you angle it perfectly, you can have it drain on itself, so it will stay. And you just let it drain for a few minutes, and then you will just dispose of your coffee grounds, whatever you do. Some people use them as fertilizer, compost them, whatever. I just put them down the garbage disposal. And then next you have this. Now this goes in, because when you make a cold brew, there will be oils that separate from the coffee, and it usually settles onto the bottom. So then you will take this little thingy here, and you will put it in, and you'll just twist the top, and then you have this little handle thing, and you will just pump it up and down, and that will mix all of the coffee oil into the rest of the coffee, and then you get a very well balanced, so I'm told, cold brew. All right, my friends, so that's one of my projects for today, making Louis his cold brew. I'll see you in a bit. All right, so I'm back with the same mask on, and I'm going to cut up a papaya and freeze it. So I thought I would just share with you how I freeze my own fresh fruit. I love papayas because I love smoothies, and I do try very hard to make my smoothies very tasty, but yet I want them packed with a lot of nutrition. And papaya is really good for gut health. So if you are someone that has a lot of gut problems, you may want to try freezing a papaya and using it in your smoothies. It is also very good for breast cancer and ovarian cancer. Loaded with vitamin C. Just fruit is really good for you. You just have to control how much you eat of it. You don't want to just live on fruit, although some people do, but not me. Anyway, so I thought I would show you. I go to Costco, and as you can see, I have several of them behind me. Papaya is very hard to find in a fruit frozen blend. And when you do buy something that says it has papaya in it, I may say pitaya from time to time. I'm just realizing that because they sound a lot, and I love pitaya as well. But papaya is very hard to find in a bag all on its own. So I just decided that I really love papaya. So I buy them at Costco, and when they get them in, they do sell very quickly. I think people are on to how good they are for you. I buy a lot of them. I buy as many as I think I can fit into my freezer. So I'm going to show you how I prepare my papaya to go into the freezer. And I will go ahead and cut up all of these today, and I put them in freezer bags, and I just freeze them. And I've been having papaya in my smoothies pretty much every single day since we've been in Florida, because papaya was very hard to find in Buffalo. Even at my Wegmans, you could get them, but they would sell out so quickly it was hard to really get a large amount of them to last you for any length of time. So here I am with tons of papayas in Florida. So we're gonna take a knife, and I just cut this up so that I can freeze it. Of course, if you're going to display it on a cheese board or something, or as a dessert for people, you might want to do it a little differently. But I'm just going to cut the end off so that I have a flat surface. And I'm going to do the same thing with the top. Now, for papaya, it's important to allow them to ripen. And the way to tell is just touch them. If you can get a finger indentation and it yields to your pressure, it is ready to be sliced. All right, so now I'm going to just set it up on the flat spot, and I'm going to cut it in half. And papaya, if it's ripe, it will be very soft, and your knife will go right through it. And then inside of the papaya, you will see that there are a bunch of seeds. I just simply throw these out. I don't know if there's something else that you can do with a papaya seed. If you are someone who is an aficionado on papaya, please do share. All right, so for the seed, I will simply take a paper plate here. I do it over the garbage most time, but the garbage is over there. So I'll take a large spoon, and I'm just going to scrape the seeds out. And I try to take as little flesh as I can with it, because I want that flesh for my smoothies. But it's very, very easy. It comes out easy for you. It seems like, oh, this is such a process, but it really isn't. So there you have it. That one's ready. And I will do the same thing for this one, just scrape all of those seeds out. I wonder if I could plant them and have a papaya bush or tree. I doubt it. And papaya pairs really well with lime. So if you're going to make a smoothie with papaya, make sure that you have some lime to put in there, because it just enhances the flavor of the papaya. A lot of people will just eat papaya. This is an interesting little thing about me. I do not like papaya on its own. I do not like to sit and eat papaya. It just lacks something for me. But if you are someone that likes to do that, try it with a little bit of lime, because I know having the papaya and lime in a smoothie, it just makes it taste fabulous. All right, so there you have it. My seeds are all out. Like I said, if you're somebody who eats a lot of papaya, let me know if there's something that you can do with those seeds. My mask is starting to annoy me, all right? Okay, it's probably annoying many of you as well. All right, so then what I do, and I should have done this in the beginning, but I skipped over a step, but I'll just go ahead and do it now, is I'm gonna go ahead and just slice the skin off. and I just go down as thin as I possibly can. And like I said, if it's ripe, it'll just go right down for you. I do try to take as little of the flesh as possible with the skin. Sometimes I get a little bit more than I want. I would do this normally before I cut it in half and de-seeded it, but I got a little excited about sharing with you. All right, so then I will just flip it to make sure that I got all the skin off, and I did. So I'll just discard this over here. So now I'm just going to slice it in half, and then I will just slice it maybe in 3. It will depend on how large your papaya is. This one's very, very large, so I can go ahead and slice it 3 times. I try to make all the pieces the same. And they're about 1-inch cubes. Some of them will be a little bit bigger, some will be a little smaller. But for the most part, I try to make them 1 inch each. And I just slice them. I don't even like the smell of papaya. Isn't that something? But I love them in a smoothie. All right, so I'll do the same thing on this one, but what I'm going to do just to rush this along here. So now I have a cookie sheet here that I have put a piece of parchment paper on. And I buy my parchment paper at the grocery store, or Target has them, whatever. It's very important that you wash your produce off, even if it has a skin and you're not eating it, because you are cutting through it with a knife. So if there's chemicals on it or somebody else's germs, it's going right through with a knife. So I do use an organic fruit and vegetable wash. I simply spritz it, let it sit for a minute, and then I just rinse it off. And this is one that's from Whole Foods. There are several out there. Some people like to just take vinegar and water. Some will use baking soda. Whatever you want to use, you go right ahead. All right, so next, to prepare this for the freezer, I'm going to take the papaya and just lay it on my pan here, my cookie sheet. And I make sure that they're spaced apart. They don't need to be spaced really far, just so that they're not touching. Because if you don't take time to do this by freezing them before you put them in the bag, it's a very wet fruit, so it's just going to freeze in one big clump. If you have really overripe bananas, you'll want to do this. If you're freezing watermelon, you'll want to do this. Peaches, you'll want to do this. Anything that's a really wet fruit. Berries, not so much. You just have to rinse them and let them dry on a towel, and then you can throw them in a plastic bag and freeze them. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put them all on the cookie pan, and I will need about 4 or 5 of these, and I do have to do them in small groups because I can't fit them all the cookie sheets in the freezer at once. So I will work on this one, and then I'll wait until this is frozen, put it in a bag, and then I'll do the next one. So you continue to do this until you have completely filled this up, and then we will just put it in the freezer. Of course, you want to make sure it goes in flat, so you really have to make a little room for it. And then you just let them freeze, and it takes a couple of hours, and then you take them out, you put them in your plastic bag, and you have frozen papaya that's not stuck together, and you also have an abundance of papaya for your smoothies. All right, and that is how I prepare fresh fruit to be frozen. All right? She's hunting lizards. Yep, lizard hunter. Remember Bindi the snake hunter? She's my lizard hunter. It's an overcast day. Still beautiful, considering back in New York, they're probably at 40 degrees right now. And over here, this is the bunny hunting area. The planes are flying again. That's a good sign, my friend. That's a good sign. And yeah, so that is pretty much, today is Sunday, and that's my day. Louis golfing, and I just putz around. Sometimes I'm working on videos. My neck has been really bothering me, so I didn't record today. Usually I will record something in the morning. That's why there's only going to possibly be one video this week. And then I went and had a deep massage, and I've been using heating pads, but it's not helping much. I think I need to give up the sugar. The sugar. And I think with COVID and selling our house back in New York and having to go back and pack things up for the estate sale, I think the stress is getting to me, and when I am stressed, I sometimes fall off the wagon, my friends. I'm human, just like the rest of the world, human. And my drug of choice is sugar. And it is so bad for inflammation, my friends. And right now, every single thing in my body hurts. And that's because I'm eating sugar. So it's time to give it up. You see how my girls, they walk on the ledge, and then when Lula decides, I'm not walking around, she'll just walk through the pool. I don't know what they're looking for here. But Harley will usually fall in right at this point. That's another reason why they are never outside without us, because what if they can't get out of the pool themselves? You know? That's on me. That's not on them. All right, my friends, I think I have chatted you up enough for today. I think that might be the end of today's vlog. I am going to relax now. I'm going to take my mask off, take the girls outside and have a little bit of fun with them. And let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this style of video, vlogging, what I do in a day, or just little house projects, whatever. This wasn't an excellent video as far as the way it was put together, but I will get better at them, and I actually enjoyed this, my friends. I felt like I was in a room with a bunch of my girlfriends just talking about things. All right? So if you haven't already subscribed, you know I'd love to have you as an ageless beauty. Let me just move this up here. I know, it's hilarious. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love to have you as an ageless beauty. So hit the subscribe button. I don't think that bell means anything, but go ahead and hit it. See if they notify you. And until the next time, my friends, go out in the world and be lovable. I love you all. Bisous.